Hey, I'm Charlie. Thanks for watching the channel. Today we have two of my 83 CR480s. Fun sort of story on how I got these. I was looking at one of 3 480s in California, and a gentleman out there was selling it for a friend that has passed away for his wife that had a huge car and bike collection. And he had a CR480 and his buddy had 2 CR480s. So ended up purchasing all 3, and one went to Curtis, and he's racing that one right now. All of them, we thought from the pictures, looked amazing. The guy said, oh yeah, you know, they've been started the last year, this and that, and definitely was not the case. We got them here and used U-Ship for delivery, and took the seats off. I always check the filter before you start the bike. And this is the reason why. We took the seats off and the filters look good, and then you would touch them and they would disintegrate. So thank goodness we check the filters before we start any bike that we're not familiar with. No matter what the owner says, always check the filter before you start, because otherwise all that would have gone in and we would have had even more motor work to do. So all 3 bikes have been totally torn down, put back together in what you see today. I decided to keep the 2 480s, one to race. I race a CR250 before I got these, and I still do. And off the line, I race open class, which is any CC bike. I was getting beat by a couple other guys that had Mako 490s and CR480s. And for the rest of the race, I could keep up with them and things like that, but off the starting line, I just needed that little extra oomph, and these bikes have it. So that was my whole intention of buying the CR480. And since I was going through one bike, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna build the other one as like a backup bike, and put in a lot of money in both these bikes. I'd hate to say how much, but I think I have over $9,600 in each of these bikes. Are they worth that? I don't know. To me they are, because they ride great. I won't have to worry about rebuilding the motors again, realistically, because I only ride this bike on practice and race day. That's it. I don't take it out for weekend rides or anything like that. This bike, since it's gotten rebuilt, has just stayed in the collection. It has not even had fuel in it. I do have the original tanks that I have thoroughly gone through for both bikes. And then I think these are through VMX or something like that. They sold these 480 tanks. So both of these have brand new tanks, and then I'm saving the original tanks just because they're so hard to find. And both tanks look amazing. So these forks, we just put new fork seals in. Oil, obviously, refreshed the shock on this one, running the original carb. Motor has been gone through, everything looked good there. Original wheels just painted, new Dunlop tires. We did put in the ASV levers and perches. I like these because, again, I was setting up so it's the same, and the bike's ready to go. If somebody does want to race this, or if I want to race this, I'd probably put a little bit heavier springs in. I'm about 195 pounds, and the stock suspension's a little soft. If you're not going to be doing big jumps or anything, this would probably be totally fine. But in a lot of our races, we have some good sized tabletops and stuff, even at the vintage track, that if you're wanting to feel better, I would do the suspension on this. For my race bike, the only thing difference between this and this bike, I did add, if you see, a V-Force reed, Electron carb. What else? I did a release valve here, and that does make it easier to start. The suspension, we had these forks, these I believe, I could be wrong, They might have 86 CR internals, and we did gold valves in them, I think, for these. And I think we had to redo the bottom of the forks. I think we had to mill them a little to make that work. So even though they are the proper forks, they have the gold valves in them by Racetech. And Stillwell Performance did these for me, and they ride a lot nicer. If you guys remember these, this is sort of old school. You can't really see it that well, but this definitely, I can't find any, but it works so well. It's like butter. So it makes the clutch like 10 times easier. We put a different kill switch on it. Again, ASV levers, same exact tires, stock wheels, and that's it. But just a killer fun bike to ride. If you're gonna race, great bike to race, especially if you're a bigger guy or want the power. The power on these bikes, there's nothing really on the top end. It's all low to mid. And you really won't have to shift as much as the 250 racing, but you need to know when to shift on the power. Because unlike the 250, it's all top end, you're going crazy. These, once you hit mid, they flatten out really fast. So you're almost like riding like a 4-stroke, just because low to mid is really good and then it just drops. So once you get to that low mid, you'll hear it, and that's when you just want to shift. But it's a grunt. Out of turns, it's a great bike. It pulls. You feel the weight difference between the 250 and 480. You definitely feel this is a much heavier bike. In the air, you feel it. Braking, you feel it. But the horsepower and the grunt out of turns, I think, is worth the weight disadvantage. Obviously too, you can see it has DG pipe silencer for both bikes. I wish I put these wheels on this because I do like the black rims. It's different. And I should have put these stock wheels on this bike since I'm not riding it, but it's too late now. It's being ridden. But any questions, comments below, let me know. We post either a race car, bike, or us riding every week, usually every Saturday. Subscribe to the channel, and I hope you follow us, and comment below any comments, questions. Thank you.